evening or morning or afternoon, whatever time it is when you're watching this or you're a part of the world. This is James over at Twisted View Labs, and want to do just a really quick tutorial on how to digitize your vinyl records to MP3s. Actually, is what we're going to do. Now you can convert it to any other digital audio format. That's really up to you. Whatever your portable device supports, of course, and if you're not concerned about file space, of course. So, without further ado, just to let you know, equipment we're working with, and keep in mind this is my son's equipment. Actually, just dust up PC that we built. It's a Pioneer PL990 turntable, so there's no USB output on this. So we had to do a little bit of tweaking to get it connected to the computer. All we did is went down to Fry's Electronics, bought an RCA Y cable that has female RCAs on one end and the headphone input to plug into either the line in or the mic input on the computer. Ran me about $1. So maybe $1.50 depending on where you are. You can get those at Fry's. You can order those online. You can go to Amazon, order them online. If you're a Prime member, even better. But regardless, how we have it hooked up is basically it's going from the turntable through the Y cable into the microphone input. So really quickly, this is what I have it set up as. And let's see here. Okay. So let me just get our volume up there. Now, at this point, I'm going to have him grab the camera just so he can kind of hold it while I do everything. So if you see any hands, those are mine. But so here we go. Okay, hold the camera, bud. All right. Just kind of keep your focus on the screen, man. Okay, so as you see, I have the output volume at about 75 right now, and the input. Now, as you can see, we have it on the microphone input. I have better luck. We have better luck with this. You can use the line in, whichever works for you. Now, these next steps, it doesn't matter which one you're using, honestly. Now you're going to go into the device properties for your input, additional device properties. You're going to see the properties, 4 tabs. The first one you want to check is the listen, and make sure you have the listen to this device checked. Over here, you want that listen to this device checked. If we kind of go in a little bit, you can see that I have it checked. Just let the camera go up. There we go. Yeah, sorry if it's kind of a side view. He's kind of like standing in front of me and doing this, so bear with me. Okay, so you want to make sure that's checked. And then levels, I also keep that at about a 75. And then your default format. Now, this is adjusting your sample rate and bit depth. Now, by default, Windows will always go to 16-bit, 44,100 hertz quality, which is CD quality, which is good. And that's going to be your, basically, what it's going to record at. I go all the way down to 192,000 hertz, 24-bit. That's studio quality. That's actually industry standard these days. So you're going to select that. If it gives you the option, hit apply, and then hit OK. So we're going to close that. So we're done there. And next, we're going to open Audacity. And Audacity, while we're waiting to open, oh, cool. Now, we started doing this earlier, and the desktop crashed for some reason. There was like a power surge or something. I don't know what happened, but regardless, obviously it's back up and running. So we had recorded a track off of one of the records here, and I actually had the turntable ready to go just in case, but since we don't need to, I'll just stop that, leave it be. But I've already done the recording, the editing, as far as, you know, the end. See, as you can tell right here, I'll scoot back so you can stand in front of me. You'll see, you can tell this is definitely the end. And then once it's done loading, because I'm not sure why it's taking so long, but you would normally go over to the beginning of the track, with this, you just slide over this cursor bar over here, all the way to the beginning right here, and then that'll be the beginning of the track. If there's any extra info that doesn't need to be, that's not part of what you're looking to capture, that's fine too. Yeah, this is taking a while. I might have to reboot this. Okay, we're back up and running. It just took a second. So, as I mentioned earlier, it recovered because and Audacity is cool like this. If your computer happens to crash after you've recorded and you've worked so hard on this, and your computer decides it just wants to shut off, it'll recover it. It'll recover it for you. It might take a little bit, but bear in mind it should recover it. Now I am going to let's see, normal. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, I've already done all my editing and everything. We're actually ready to go. So we're gonna go export to MP3, and let's see. Now this is okay. You're gonna name your file name accordingly. Oops, I can spell. Really, I can. You're gonna name your file accordingly. You're gonna get a really quick error, but okay. So as you can see, I've already entered my I had already entered my metadata. Hit OK. It's gonna tell you obviously it doesn't support the MP3 file format. More or less doesn't support the sample rate that I recorded at in Audacity, which was at 384,000, 32-bit. I know that sounds insane, but you got to think of it this way: if you record a lot of information, remember we're going to be compressing it down to, a smaller file size. Now the sample rate, leave it at the default that it gives you, which is in this case 48,000. Most audio apps will support this because it is MP3. So this doesn't matter. So, but I would leave this at, this is definitely better quality. Now, what it's saving at is obviously it's exporting this audio that we've recorded at variable bit rate quality between 220 and 260 kilobits. And actually, I've noticed sometimes it goes a bit above that, which is cool. So you just gotta wait a few seconds, and once that's done, it'll be saved. I'm gonna pause this for just a sec, and I'll be right back, so you don't have to sit through this. Hold on. All right, so it's done converting or exporting to MP3. So at this point, yeah, don't worry about that. At this point, you can, if you want to, you can save this Audacity project. That's fine, but really, you don't need it. But again, just to kind of explain really quickly, so I'm not going to save the project, obviously. And we did actually have a system crash earlier. Audacity thankfully recovered everything, and that's why I'm able to just kind of go through this really briefly, thankfully. But so once that's done, you're done. And what I usually do is, after so many tracks that I've recorded and exported to my desired file format, which is MP3, I actually save it to my Google Drive. Now I have I have an aptly named folder, analog playlist, There you go. Which, you know, aptly named. As you can see, there's already, like, there's more than 50 tracks in here. There's about 72 tracks in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reactivate the icons really quick so I can just drag and drop, which is cool that you can do this. You know, from the desktop actually to the browser. It's really cool. So here's these, except for that one. I don't want that. Hang on one sec. Alright, so I've selected the tracks that I wanted to. One of them I actually already had copied previously, like a few weeks ago. It's going to ask me if I want to override it. Of course I want to, because it's a better version. So, now this actually, as you can see, goes pretty quickly. Because these are not huge files, but they're not small either. Especially a couple of these are like over 7-minute long songs, and at a higher bit rate, even MP3, you know, you're looking at, you know, upwards of about close to 12 to 14 megs to upload just that file, which again is kind of quick, but depending on your internet connection, might take a little while. But thankfully, everything went up accordingly. Now I'm going to refresh this just to make sure. And the reason I do it this way is so then I can go onto my phone, go to my file manager that actually has a shortcut set up to my Google Drive, and I can just select those files, add it to the folder accordingly on my phone, and then I can listen to it in my headphones or play through the Bluetooth in our car. So it's really, really super convenient to do it this way. Hopefully this helps. Now I am going to get rid of this one. Sorry, I wasn't intending it to play. That's right, you gotta right click it and then remove. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, I now have about 76 songs in here, which is a lot, obviously. And these are all ripped from vinyl, which is pretty cool. As far as noise reduction, I don't do any of that, but you can if you want to. Play around with Audacity to figure that out. But otherwise, like I said earlier, this is just, like I said, a really quick tutorial to show you how to do this. Hopefully this helps, and, you know, just keep on rocking, man. Take it easy. Bye.